What is going on out there, peeps? All right, we got an update on Dinar news. This is actually talking about the currency again. So, a couple days ago or so, we had an article in which the IMF was suggesting that Iraq do a reduction on the exchange rate. That's good for us. But we got other news, and I'm going to get into it here in just a second. Okay, keep in mind, all news comes to you, good, bad, or ugly. That's what I want to do is make sure that you're at least aware of what's being talked out there. That's why we can't get overly bummed out if the news looks bad or overly excited if the news looks good. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's because it's constantly flip-flops. So you just got to pay attention to what's going on out there. All right? We don't care about what they say. We care about what they do. Keep that in mind. All right, you guys, as usual, I got to remind you guys that, hey, if you're thinking about getting precious metals, please give a consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in the description. If you buy $100 of precious metal, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you'll get a free half ounce of silver. If you already got that, then you won't get any more. All right, you guys, we also got Pimpy's Investment Chat, same name as the YouTube channel over here on Facebook. In here, we talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. All right, no politics there. Bring it over to here. The hidden things are in front of your eyes. You could talk about politics, current events, QAnon, Nasera, Jacera, 9/11, false flag events. I don't mind what you talk about in here. There's all kinds of subjects in here. Just be respectful of one another. If you don't have Facebook, I do have Twitter. The link is in the description. Come on over and join me. This is the latest and the greatest. Here it goes. The Iraq. Okay, Iraq. The government is compelled to delete the zeros from the dinar. More than 3 expected scenarios that will affect salaries and living. So this guy here, I don't know how to say his name. He writes these articles all the time. He usually says the same thing. He keeps telling the people at the government of Iraq they need to delete the 3 zeros on their currency, otherwise known as a LOP. Now, what they're talking about here is this person is suggesting that, like China and like Vietnam, that they go ahead and devalue the currency. So this scenario is not good for us. We want them to reduce the exchange rate, but we don't want them to reduce the value of the actual dinar. So when they talk about the deletion of the zeros, here's what they're talking about. In this scenario that this guy has given us in here, a new currency should be created. And it will run parallel with the old currencies. So if there's a deletion of the zeros, and let's say you have a 1,000 dinar note, a 1 with 3 zeros, 1,000 dinar note, and they delete the 3 zeros, when you go to exchange your old bill, that's no longer any good, for the new bill, you would be swapping your 1,000 dinar note for a $1 dinar note, 1 dinar note. That's it. So if you had 100,000, you would be exchanging it for 100. That's what the deletions of the zeros mean. Okay? So that would not be good for us. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. This has been studied. It has been talked about several times. And the reason why what the study shows is you can't do that. It affects the poor people. You see, in country, you won't really notice it. The only thing you'll notice is the purchasing power has changed. In other words, if you go to buy a gallon of milk and you used to pay $1 for that gallon of milk, well, now it might cost $1.50. So if you're on a fixed income and they devalue the currency, that means the amount of stuff you could buy on your fixed income has been reduced. You can't buy as many goods and things that you need to survive and get by because they devalue the currency. So it affects the poor. In addition to that, it'll cause the citizens of the country to lose faith in the currency because it has no value. And I remember during the protest, one of the protesters was mad. He said, I have 250 dinars in my pocket. It's not even worth a quarter. So I think you would get protesters to be up in arms about this. You're not keeping the currency from crashing. The other issue is this, and here's the benefit. If, let's say, Iraq was up and running at 100%, and they started manufacturing things that other countries want from them. If they devalue the currency like China and like Vietnam does, how that helps out Iraq is other countries will come into Iraq and buy goods from them because it's cheaper than making it themselves. Because the value of the currency has been reduced. Therefore, the labor cost is reduced, the material cost is reduced. Do you see what I'm saying? And I've done examples about those before. So the other issue is this, where Iraq is right now, they don't really have anything to offer in trade. So there's really nothing that they would benefit from a reduction in the value of the dinar. Instead, the other way, we saw the article when they talked about deleting or lowering the exchange rate. That would benefit us. But the reason why changing the rate and increasing their purchasing power is good for Iraq is because they have to start buying materials from other countries to bring into Iraq and start rebuilding the country. If the rate's too low, inflation will kick in because they'll be forced to create more bills. If you increase the purchasing power, then that means you need less money because the money buys more bang for its buck. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, since Iraq has nothing to offer the international community at the moment, I'm generalizing, they do, but not like, you know what I mean? Not enough to devalue the currency. That doesn't make any sense. But they're trying to rebuild their country. They're trying to have outside investors come in. All right. In order for outside investors to come in, one, they got to feel the country is stable and secure. Two, the last thing they want to see is a bunch of people that are poor, pissed off because you just reduced the value of their currency. And now what used to cost them about 100 dinar to buy food now costs them 150 for the same amount of food. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So this economic expert writes these articles all the time suggesting that they delete the zeros, but the studies that have been done within the Iraq government comes back and says, no, this would hurt, again, the poor people, and that's not what they want to do. So now, having said that, again, I tell you guys, the good, bad, ugly, we will see articles that do this. Some of us that look like good news, some of it that looks like bad news. This is why I tell you not to get emotionally overhyped when it's good or get emotionally down when it looks down, okay? We don't care about what they say. Of course, we want to get an idea. We want to be informed. That's why we pay attention to the news. But all this is just speculation right now. This is just talk. These are what people are suggesting. Again, the difference between this article here, this is an economic expert saying that this is what the Iraqi government should do. The other article is the IMF saying this is what they want done. There's a huge difference. Again, IMF wants a reduction in the exchange rate. That's good for us. This expert here is talking about the devaluing of the dinar. That's not good for us. Okay? So this article came out and I wanted to share it with you. Again, if you want to learn more about what I'm talking about, because I get into detail here, I'll post these links to these two videos under the description so you can go check them out, all right? Listen to what they have to say, and then I'll definitely come back and check out the comments under this video because I know a lot of you guys are going to have a lot of questions. Deletion of the zeros is not good. Reduction in the exchange rate is good. This has been done before by other countries. It goes on to give these examples, and here you can read about them. I've studied a lot of these, so I know what happens. I don't think Iraq is in a position to do a LOP, the deletion of the 3 zeros, a reduction in the value of the dinar. Okay? So anyways, you guys, I did see this article. It did come out today, and I just wanted to share it with you. Like I said, I'm bringing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. In case you want to get into more detail about what the deletion of the zeros are, again, I will post the links to these 2 videos right in the description so you can come over there and check them out and get informed about what I'm talking about. And one last time, don't get hyped up on an article. This is just a guy. He writes these articles at least once or twice a year, making the same suggestion to the Iraqi government that they do a LOP, or the deletion of the 3 zeros, swap them out with new currencies is always the suggestion. Okay, so that's it for now, you guys. Again, if you like the video, which you probably don't, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because we do help out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. Bye.